evening, everybody. It's been a long time since I put a video together, and I'm surprised this worked. I haven't had a lot of time to do a lot of this kind of stuff because, frankly, I've been busy having a blast finishing up MercMaid and working on and finishing up Daughter's Revenge. And I thank everybody out there for all the support, especially here on Twitter, X, and for those of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel. I appreciate that too, even though I don't put out a lot of content. But as soon as Daughter's Revenge is done, I want to do more videos. I tried making a new channel and that got struck by Google. Not even YouTube, it was the Google Gmail that I used. And I've tried a couple of times and haven't been able to get back into it. I never used it for anything except for setting up a new YouTube channel. I don't know. Anyway, so I figured I'd test out some gear. I've got this nice camera hooked up to right over my artboard, and figured I'd give it a try and do some drawing here of STABastion from AR-13L, the little MercMaid. I got a few more sketch cards I need to finish. So here we are, working on one of him. Got my favorite handy-dandy lead holder. Those German-made rotor ring ones. I just like the weight of it. It's got a nice weight. It's heavy. It's not plastic. It's a little more comfortable for me. Given the fact that I've got these fun fingers, it's hard to find something that's comfortable to hold on to. So yeah, I like sketching in red. It's basically red colored pencil lead. And for those of you who are new, maybe seeing this for the first time, you're like, hey, what's this video that popped up in my feed? No, I don't have a cold. This is how my voice usually sounds. I have bowed vocal cords as part of my scleroderma, my large battery of different ailments, which include the fun fingers, thanks to my pal Drunk 3PO for giving me that moniker. As you can see, they're all bent up, contorted, swollen knuckles. They're not pretty to look at. They're even uglier to use, but I make do, get the job done, because yeah, that's the struggle God gave me in this life, and I'm going to persevere. So here we are. I figured I'd do a little cool pose with him with a knife in front of his face, kind of scowling. The trading card stock that Pixel Trader got for these trading cards is really nice, especially for markers. I honestly haven't drawn analog in a long time, so I'm really rusty right now. It may not look like it, but yeah, I started out really kind of struggling, and especially with the color too, because I haven't used markers in a while. It's one of those things. It's like riding a bike; you never forget, but you do get rusty. So the camera I'm using, in case you're curious, is one of those book scanners you see on Amazon. It's got a pretty nice webcam in it. And I drew some lines in ink along the side of my artboard so I could always kind of figure out what the frame looks like. Because I've got everything recorded, but I have my back to it because my drawing board is on the opposite side of my studio than my computer. I'd love to have everything in a better spot, but there aren't any outlets to speak of in this room, and none of them are three-pronged. So it's like I got one 2-prong outlet with an APC backup, and that's what my computer's hooked up to. And I got to stretch an extension cord over by the wall by the window, because the wall that the computer equipment is against has 0 outlets. Go figure. So this is shaping up, and it's kind of interesting watching myself draw, seeing how well this camera can hold the color, hold the lighting, and the focus, because you can see it kind of jitters a little bit. I'm a little anal retentive when it comes to any kind of filmmaking. I want it to be perfect, otherwise I don't bother, and that's why I don't have much of a YouTube channel. I want to put too much time into the post-production. I'm sure there's going to be some cool little flyouts and some other editorial things and stuff that I drop in this just because it's fun. I'm using Wondershare Filmora, which I always thought I'd be like Adobe Premiere only or DaVinci Resolve only, you know, those big bulky media editors, but this new line of stuff like this in CapCut is really good, especially for getting decent results quickly, because there's a lot of stuff that's kind of out of the box, as they say, where you can do transitions simply, you can do AI video generation in it, you can do, you know, I'm recording a voiceover right now with a real microphone, but I could, if I wanted to, type something out or have Grok write something for me and then put a voice to it all in Wondershare. It's crazy. The way the tools have gotten, it's just ridiculous. I should probably cut this video up and do some kind of zoom in and stuff so you can see a little bit better. Time for the color. I'm using these Ohuhu markers. They're another, you know, Copic knockoff, but they're dirt cheap, and they're actually pretty good. Like, a lot of my friends when I was doing the convention circuit would bring their high-priced Copics, and a couple of them even got markers stolen because they leave their stuff there overnight, and somebody got back there and took it. So I originally started getting these because I figured somebody's gonna steal it, I'm not out a lot of money, and they ended up being a pretty decent marker, honestly. Unless you really want that brand name recognition of using a Copic. There's too many good alternatives out there now. It's kind of the same for digital too, because it used to be just Wacom, or Wacom, however you want to say it, was the only game in town, and you know, I'm a bit of a brand loyal to this when it came to that stuff. But since my old Wacom broke, I've been using this cruddy XP pen that my buddy got me, and honestly, it's not bad. It's just too small and too low resolution. So for my new one, I'm thinking about even going with their 24-inch 4K model. I mean, it might be pretty dang good. And it's a third the price of getting one of the big Wacom Pros. $3,500 doesn't even come with a stand. Are you kidding me? But this is working out pretty cool. I've got this neat condenser microphone here with a little generic Amazon find audio control module. I don't even know what half the dials do, but I'm looking at them and it's like, well, it seems to be working. Definitely starting to sound my age. I don't care how it works, I'm just glad it works. So yeah, right here I'm a little awkward with the color. I honestly didn't think that marker would be as dark as it is. That is one thing Copic has going for them that all the cheap generic markers don't. They may lay down color good, but the color on the tip of the pen, not representative of what comes out of the bottom. As you can see in the marker I've got here, it's a very light pink according to the cap, like an almost pinkish ivory. But as you can see laying it down, there's some definite yellowish pigment to it. Like it's kind of like trying to be a peach, like a very light peach. And that does not look like what's on the cap. So with these cheaper markers, you really need to do a test sheet, which I never do them. I guess I should. just so you know what you're getting out of the cap. "10 minutes into a 25-minute video, I was thinking about speeding this up, but I figured, oh, I might be able to make this worth a little bit longer of a video. Especially if you're watching this and you're trying to figure out, okay, how does somebody use markers? And believe me, I'm still learning, even though I've been doing it for 15 years. I have such a huge collection of markers I don't even use. I could probably sell them on eBay. Like definitely the Copics, there's at least, I don't know, maybe $1,000 worth of Copics that I've got. I don't even use them. Mostly because a few of them became dry and I just got angry. The fact that they were always dry, refilling them has been terrible. That's another thing about these Oohoo markers is, you know, they're so affordable and they work great. I don't have to worry about refilling them. Because again, with these fun fingers, all that small motions and using tweezers and pulling out the marker tip and holding the bottle, and I made too much of a mess usually. And then I found that once you refilled a Copic, it seemed to dry out a hell of a lot faster. So here we are with the generic Chinese ones, which again, as long as you kind of ignore the fact that the cap, like this color, way darker than what's on the cap. Definitely not that, doesn't have that vibrance to it. So I use it more of as a shadow color. Which really kind of how I work is just light to dark is how you're supposed to work with these things. Start with your lightest color, then start adding in the next darkest, then the next, then the next, and just kind of pile them on. They are largely forgiving. The alcohol markers blend so well. You can get by with making a few mistakes here and there. As you can see, he's kind of shaping up. I didn't ink it first. I tried to build up a bunch of color layers before going in there with the color pens. So another thing is a little bit, and if you go back and look at some of my old videos, but please don't. And to think there is one on there where I was doing a sketch card of Claptrap. More the old-fashioned way where you sketch it out, ink it, then color it. Whereas here, sketching it, laying down some color, and then going over it with these Staedtler color pens, which I really like. It's just a little bit different look. So going in with this kind of a hot pink, just to kind of brighten up the color here. It was getting a little too dingy. You know, honestly, the zoom in, zoom out's not bad. There's not a lot of focus issues. So I should be able to chop this video up and do some zoom ins. It looks like it's got plenty of resolution. I don't even know what K it is, if it's 2.5K or... I don't think it's 4K, but I don't know. I mean, they sell these things. It's like $600-700 as a book scanner. Really all it is a high-end webcam with a small light. Little arm that looks over. Starting to lay in some shadow work and going to get the background of the card. I'm not going to go too crazy. I'll just lay in some purples, lavenders, pinks, and maybe a nice blue color. I'm not going for realism here, just going for something cool. I definitely want whoever gets this card to be happy with it, so try to think, okay, would I be happy if I pulled this card out of my box? Because these are randomly going into whomever purchased the sketch card tier from us. Can't guarantee you'll get me. Well, I mean, yeah, you will. Yeah, because you could specify who you wanted sketch cards from. So thank you to everybody who got my sketch cards. Alright, going in here with a deeper lavender color to really make STABastion pop and get a shadow underneath of him. There's a little bit of a glare there in the middle because you can see it on the AR-13L logo. Not a bad little unit. I'll link to it in the description below if you want to check out one of these things on Amazon for yourself. So yeah, now we'll go in with some blue, get the knife blade going. I'll go over it with some gray at a later point and kind of keep that blue with a little bit of white paper as the highlight. Whoops. Yeah, this is kind of a sickly green. He's got that one bad eye, which if we ever get to tell the story of STABastion, he survived a seafood restaurant, and that's one of his battle scars. Lost a claw, gained a kitchen knife, and he's blind in one eye. Get that wood handle in there. And okay, so a little bit more texturing, laying in some more darker pink, just to try to give some depth to his claws. The anatomy's not great. I wanted that claw turned up. I looked at a couple of crab photos on my phone, and it's like, yeah, we'll just make it look cool. I'm not too worried about how accurate it is. I probably gave him an extra joint on that arm. Throw the lavender a little bit on the blade, do a little shadowing in the eye. It's a good eye. Bring that blue back. A little bit there on the pupil. And use the blue over the pinks and reds to kind of darken some areas, get some more shadow in there. I wonder what music I'll put on this. Probably some sort of lo-fi, chill music. Yeah, this will really help it pop. I'm going to lay this. It's kind of our ocean background, I guess. I do love the way alcohol markers blend and you don't get those streaks. That's how you can tell it's a good marker, is if it kind of dries without like huge solid streaks. Get a nice even blend out of it. And I'm sure I'm doing this wrong. If you want to give me pointers in the comments, hey, I'm welcome. I'm always learning. So now I think it's time for the fun part. So I'm going to break out the pens, the colored stapler pens. Started with a brown, which is what I usually do for flesh tones. It worked okay, but it wasn't quite deep enough, so I'm going to switch out to a dark red one to really do most of the line art. There's our darker red. That's really going to make things pop. Again, this is kind of a new style that I was working on for a while. I do enjoy it, even though with Daughter's Revenge, I'm doing more of a very loose brush style. Taking cues from the old masters of the Golden Age, like early Frazetta interior work, because they pretty much just use ink and a brush for about everything. So I was kind of going at it from that angle, and really kind of being a little bit more loose, which is hard for me. But looking at Daryl Warren Johnson, Dan Panosian, a couple of guys whose work has really grown on me and I respect. When you look closely, you can see that they're very loose with their line work, but the whole image itself looks really good and put together. There's an energy to it. And a lot of times if you try to be too controlled with your lines, they become sterilized, stiff. I think that's one of the things that I don't like about the 90s was those guys were so concerned with cool looking style. And you look at their sketches look a lot better than their final work because a lot of that inking just kind of sterilizes the drawing. But that's personal preference. You know, a lot of people really like that. They like the insane detail. Some people like the looseness. I'm just never happy, so I'm always experimenting. So yeah, going in there and finishing up those lines. Gotta bring the knife out a little bit more. Dark gray. Well, not really that dark, more of a medium gray. But it's enough to kind of colorize the line, make it pop, without going into a heavy black. Which, that's been the challenge with this style, is to avoid using black ink at all costs. And the last little bit here would be to bring in one of those jelly roll pencils. Not pencil, jelly roll pen, little paint pen. Put in a little bit of highlights, some oxygen bubbles, little rim lighting. And honestly, while I'm doing this, it's mostly just doing it, just instinctual. I'm not really planning much out, just kind of feeling my way through the process. And here we go. Well, a little bit more. Thought I was done. I'm not done until I sign it. As you can see, I used my left hand to make sure this pen worked. There we go. Nice little twinkle. Quick signature. Ta-da! Yeah, that focused pretty good. Nice. And sign it on the back, because we're supposed to. Thank you guys for watching. Click subscribe. Please please. And like the video, make some comments on it. This camera works pretty good, so I'll do some more fun finger content. Till next time, thank you.
Thank you.